My name is Kavi and I want to share my healing story with you. In 2002, my partner took me for a pulse reading with some Ayurvedic doctors in London. They had one look at my pulse and went, you have got the most toxic body we've ever met. We've ever had the misfortune to come across. You've got early arthritis and you've got serious illness just waiting to happen. You need to do something fast. So they put me on Ayurvedic herbs, but they said the main thing that you're going to have to do is to go for Panchakarma in India. I'd lived a life of toxicity before that for 20 years. Drug taking, drinking, and terrible diet, dysfunctional emotions over and over and over and over again, and had created a lot of toxicity in my body. I was very sick, I was feeling very ill, I was feeling deathly, to be honest, when I went to see them. So my partner and I went for Panchakarma, 6-week detox in the cells of the body, the most profound detox experience ever. In winter of 2003. 2004, got back, I thought, that's it, job done, I'm going to be okay from now on. No. 2004, in springtime, I started to get bleeding from my rectum, and it got worse and it got worse and it got worse, and I thought, oh God, I had no idea what was happening. And eventually, after I went for a test, I had a colonoscopy, and they discovered that I had what they called ulcerative colitis stroke Crohn's disease, major inflammatory bowel disease I had. Symptoms were bleeding, a lot of blood from the rectum, all, you know, regular, about 10 to 15 bowel movements a day, loss of weight, feeling so fatigued and ill, it was just incredible. And that's, you know, it's just like feeling like you're just dying, to be honest. The prognosis from the doctors and the consultants in London was, well, Mr. Hockaday, you've got this, you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. We're going to start you on a low-level medication and build up if it doesn't work, but make no mistake, you're going to be on this for the rest of your life. And if that doesn't work, we'll just remove some of your colon, and that's that. I was horrified and aghast at their lack of hope for me that they offered me. And I was like, is there anything I can do? Well, no, you can't, not really. You know, is it diet related? No, absolutely nothing to do with diet at all. And I mean, I had experience of some Chinese herbs and Ayurvedic herbs by that time, so I said, I'm going to experiment with these things. And they were like, no, don't, you know, you really shouldn't do that. So I did. I signed myself out of their care, saying, if this fails, I'll come back and we'll take it from there. But I need to experiment with this. And quite honestly, that was the best thing that I ever did. That best decision that I ever made, because then I embarked on what was then pretty much a 5-year journey of self-healing, of gathering information, of getting other people to help me, of investigating a lot and experimenting and going on the journey of healing my colon. And it's been an incredible journey. 4 years, I would say, 4 full years. 3.5 of those years have been blood every single day coming out of my rectum, 10 to 15 bowel movements a day, incredible loss of weight, and just really having to dig deep into my resources in order just to survive. So it has been a serious journey for me, and I know a lot of people just don't want to do it, but I wanted to do it because it felt like the meaning of my life was captured in that experience. And so how did I do it? I went for 2 more Panchakarmas in India, which was like that's a warrior's task. 2 more Panchakarmas where they just take more toxicity out. And I did them pretty much back to back in the same year, which is not a recommended thing to do. But I needed to do it do it and do it fast to get rid of the cause of the colitis, which was toxicity, to clean the colon out, you know, but also to start nourishing the body, because my body was just falling apart. It was not getting any nourishment at all. And so they were fundamental. That was the fundamental building block of my healing, was getting those 3 panchakarmas, because they removed like something between 70 and 80% of the toxicity in my body. I've still got a little bit of toxicity in my body, but enough that I can cope with, because now I'm strong. Now I can deal more effectively with things. Then I couldn't deal effectively with things. So that was a fundamental part of it, and that left me weak, fragile, vulnerable, and in a really like a prisoner of war. I was very sunken cheeks and very, very weak. And then started the kind of slow build-up. I didn't know about raw foods then, so we just had eliminated all of the dangerous foods for me, hot foods, or too much bulky rice, anything that was spiky, anything that was sharp, no nuts, no nothing then was working for me. Just really softly steamed vegetables, but then I even had to go on to liquidizing all of my vegetables, and I loved greens, and I loved avocados, and I you know, some very, very soft fish things, and I experimented with those a lot, and it's like it was slow. The body was very, very slow in coming back from this, what was a 20-year ordeal for my body. I used to describe my body as a taxi that just took me around from experience A to experience B. When it broke down, I just fixed it enough to get me back on the road from next experience and next experience. So you see, you know, healing that was a major thing for me to do, because in the colon it gets so bedded in, it's so deep, it's very, very difficult to get it out. And then so there were lots of vitamins, lots of supporting things that I took, but I don't need to go into those now. And then I discovered superfoods and raw foods. Approximately about a year and a half ago I discovered those, and they escalated, I would say. You know, my healing just woof, it went right up through the roof. My energy levels came back to me extraordinarily. I've discovered that wheatgrass, chlorella, spirulina were my absolute godsends that I loved, and I still love every day. Absolutely, I love those superfoods. They help me enormously. All of the green vegetables. I mean, I discovered smoothies, you know, and those smoothies have just done wonders for me. I'm a big raw food fan now, and it just supports the kind of nutrients that my body needs, and it supports the energy that I need. So the panchakarmas really worked for me, the raw foods and the soft foods, and then the other element that really worked for me in healing this whole thing was the emotional healing. And you can never forget emotional healing when there's a major condition going on, because if we just do the foods and we don't do the emotional healing, then we're missing out the large section of what actually probably caused it in the first place. Because for me it was fear and a suppressed anger, rage. For me, back when I was 17, in a distress with my family, and I had to go into that experience and learn to practice the art of forgiveness. And it was only finally when I was able to fully let go and fully forgive my family, myself, life, everything, that actually the healing process really came to me. And it made so much sense that it was on this hand and on this hand. And when I did, I started to get my life back. I started to get my bliss back. I started to get my joy back. And I, you know, pretty much was reborn in a sense. I mean, I always had this kind of energy when I was younger, but it was lost in the chaos of the lifestyle that I was living. Now, I'm 51 years old. It's taken me 10 years really to go from this journey, because it started pretty much in the year 2000 when I started to get ill and wasn't feeling good. I was blacking out. I had a skin condition around, eczema all around my face. I was not a well man. So in the 10 years, 11 years, I've healed my life totally. I still have a vulnerability in my colon, but that vulnerability informs me because it's my gut instinct. And that's so what was a curse to me, what I thought was a burden, has actually become a great blessing for me. I have to treat it delicately. I'm very, very careful about foods I eat, what I put into my body. I always practice forgiveness. I practice soft emotions, and I'm full of joy most of the time. And that is my healing journey that I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much for watching. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.